Welcome to the deep dive.
Okay, so my social feeds have been absolutely blowing up recently, and maybe yours too, with this crafting gadget. It's creating some serious buzz.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
We're talking about the VEAO 3-in-1 button maker. You know, the one that promises to turn your art into badges, like, instantly?
Ah, right. The VEVO. Comes in those different sizes, 25, 32, 58 millimeter. And it's got like 300 parts included.
Exactly. And something called a Panda Magic Book, which sounds intriguing.
Definitely caught people's eye.
Well,
So our mission today, I guess, is to dig past that hype.
for sure. Is this thing actually a game changer for crafters, or is it, well, maybe a bit of a flop?
We need to look under the hood, check out the design, but maybe more importantly, dive into what actual users are saying, get the real story.
Okay, let's start with the promise. On paper, or on the sales page, this VVO maker sounds incredibly easy. People call it charmingly simple.
Straight out of the box, no assembly needed. That's a big plus for many. And it mentions alignment scales and an ergonomic arc handle. Why are features like that such a selling point?
Well, it's really about that promise of instant gratification, isn't it? The idea is that it's so straightforward, so portable.
So parents and kids can just dive
Well,
straight in. Yeah, no big learning curve. And that bonus versatility, having 3 sizes in one machine, that's pretty appealing too.
right, makes it seem perfect for school fairs, maybe a little side hustle, or just, that crafty kid at home.
It really aims for maximum accessibility. That's the core appeal.
Okay, that all sounds great, like the perfect entry point. But this is where our deep dive starts to uncover some issues, or as one user put it, where things get a bit unhinged.
The reality check.
People often report pretty significant alignment issues. What does that actually mean when you're trying to make a button? What goes wrong?
Now, you can imagine how frustrating that is. Basically, the alignment problems mean your design might not end up centered on the button.
Oh. Or the different parts of the button don't get crimped together evenly. Maybe the pressure's off, or things are a bit loose in the mechanism.
And that leads to...
That leads to the machine jamming frequently.
Yeah.
And you get that annoying bubbling around the button edges where the clear plastic layer doesn't seal right.
Ugh, so you lose materials.
Exactly. You end up losing, most of your blanks, those little button parts, to misfires. They just aren't usable buttons. It becomes really hit or miss.
Kind of like chaos theory in action, but with button making. And what about that Panda Magic Book? Is it actually magic?
Huh. Well, according to many users, it's less magic, more confusing. It seems to add to the setup headaches rather than solving them for some people.
Right, so the actual process can be a gamble. But what about the machine itself? Does it hold up? We found some worrying stuff about durability.
Absolutely. That's a huge concern beyond just whether the buttons look good. We saw lots of reports. Things like handles break.
The handle just breaks off.
Yeah, or the circle cutters snap. And this isn't after years of use. Sometimes it's pretty quick.
Wow.
And what's really wild is how much the experience varies. Like, one person gets a machine that works fine, another gets a total dud right away.
A complete lottery then.
Pretty much. And if you do get a dud, trying to get a replacement that works, that can take weeks, apparently, if it happens.
Which brings us to customer service. Because if you get that dud or something breaks, what happens then?
I saw some, let's say, colorful Reddit rants about VVR support.
Oh, indeed. The customer service stories, well, they aren't great. People describe VEVOR as a very evasive vendor of returns.
Evasive? Like how?
Like widespread claims that they never honor warranties or returns despite claiming they would. Basically, users feel like they get ghosted when there's a problem.
That sounds infuriating. Documentary-worthy insanity was one phrase I saw.
It paints a pretty bleak picture if something goes wrong.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. It sounds like the VVOR button maker, despite that shiny promise at the start, is really a calculated gamble. That's a good way to put it. Exactly. If you're truly okay with a gamble, maybe just for some casual fun, perhaps with kids, where perfection isn't the goal.
Then the low price and the flexibility might work.
It could. It's cheap and flexible. But, and this is a big but, if you need reliability, if you need consistency, or, frankly, if you just want a company that won't vanish when something breaks,
You should look elsewhere.
our sources pretty strongly suggest you should probably tack a little more cash toward an all-metal American button machine or a similar heavy-duty press. You're basically investing in peace of mind at that point.
So, just to recap, the VEVOR Button Maker offers this really attractive package, upfront convenience, versatility, low cost. But that clashes pretty hard with the reality for many users.
Wow.
Inconsistent results, questionable durability, and often frustrating customer support.
It's a classic example,
Yeah.
really, that tempting price
Yeah.
versus how it actually performs day to day.
Right, and it makes you think, doesn't it?
About what?
Well, this whole deep dive brings up a bigger question for all of us, I think. As consumers, how do we actually navigate these trade-offs? The shiny object with the great price versus something potentially more reliable, maybe better supported, but costs more upfront.
Hmm. That balance between instant gratification and long-term value, it applies to so much more than just crafting supplies.
Exactly. It's something to really chew on, especially next time one of those viral gadgets pops up in your feed.
Definitely food for thought.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.